Dr. Vincent, come speak.
All right. So the first thing I want to do is I want to welcome everybody to the workshop. Okay, everybody, for some of the guests that don't know me, I have a lot of our patients here. I'm Dr. Vincent Adamo, and I'm so happy that each and every one of you took the time out today to be here, because this information is not only going to change it's going to change your life, basically, you know. My passion is not only to help as many people as I can, but the word doctor means to teach. So my job is to teach and educate. You know, most of these doctors aren't doing that. They're not educating, okay? So we're going to educate you today about the total food makeover, what to eat, what not to eat, what you should be putting in, what to avoid. So we're going to be going over a lot of different things. We're going to be going over a lot of information in a very short period of time. So if there's any questions, we'll be answering them mostly at the end. I also want to start off by saying thanking New York Sports Club for letting us have the talk here. You know, they're also really involved in trying to help people stay healthy, getting people working out, getting people the training that they need. They're helping people with nutrition. They have all this food here for us to learn about natural, healthy foods, right? So I really want to thank New York Sports Club and for letting us use their facility. I'm going to have Adam come up for just 1 second, just because everybody that's here today, if you're not a member from New York Sports Club, there's special discounts for you to actually get because you're coming from me. So just because you know me, you actually get better prices with New York Sports Club. So Adam's just going to take about 2 minutes just to go over, you know, some of the things at the end that he'll be going over.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Hello. I'm one of the membership consultants here. Thank you. I'm one of the membership consultants. I see a couple of members here. Just so you guys know, because you guys go to Dr. Vince and we're referred by Dr. Vince, we put together a special package for you guys to join the New York Sports Club that's going to be financially great for everybody to take advantage of. I'm going to touch more on that at the end of the seminar. I wanted to go over and do his thing because this is really for him and his people, but at the same time, anybody that's been hesitant to get into the gym, right now is the time. We're already 1 month into the new year, so you got to look at everything overall, because it's 80% eating right and 20% working out. So we want to incorporate all of that and have everybody live a healthy lifestyle. So Dr. Vince is great. I have my fitness manager over here also. Her name is Lana Atum. Okay. My fitness manager also at the end of the seminar will be going over exactly what you get with personal training along with your actual joining with New York Sports Club. Okay. So that's all I'm going to take up.
Thank you.
Dr. Adamo, do your thing. I'll see you guys in a little bit, okay? Enjoy, have fun. There's more food coming as well, okay?
Yes. All right. More food. I know you guys are hungry. We're going to get enough food. All right. So, yes, thank you. So there will be some people running in and out here. You got to pay your utmost attention because, like I said, we're going over a lot of information in a short period of time. So let's start, right? Food really does matter, okay? Let's start with, you know, most people don't even realize how sick we are as a country, okay? This country, just to let you know, we're actually one of the sickest countries in the world, right? Out of 37 different countries, where do you think we rank in healthcare? Yeah, last. We're terrible. We have, first of all, we're one of the richest countries in the world, even though they never say that, number one. But we're actually one of the unhealthiest countries in the world. And I believe why? Because we don't educate our community. We don't teach anything. We don't tell people what's good and what's bad for them. All we do is do what? We just do what we think is good for us, right? And that's not the best case, okay? So we want to educate you today. Most people don't even know that 60 million Americans, 65% of them are overweight. 30% are obese. What does obese mean? I'm talking about really overweight, okay? So, most people don't know that, you know, the 28% of people from Georgia are obese, okay? And heart disease, every 34 seconds, there's people dying of heart disease. Just think about it. This workshop's going to be an hour long. Do the math out. How many people are going to die within this hour of a heart attack, a heart disease? And most people don't realize 80% of people that get heart attacks, their first symptom is they die. 80%. 8 out of 10 people that get a heart attack, they die. Isn't that crazy? Right? Isn't that unbelievable? So the whole point of me educating is what? To teach you guys how to avoid this stuff. Right? To teach you how to get healthy, be healthier. So we're going to go through that. Look at the cancer. Cancer, 1,500 people die each day. 3,400 people get diagnosed with cancer every single day. And the whole point why you took this time on your Saturday is because that's not going to happen to any of you. Okay? We're not going to let it happen to you. Okay? That's the whole point of this. The whole point of me as a doctor is to educate and teach. So this, you're not part of the statistics. We don't want you to be part of it. Okay? And some of you have been through it already. Some of you have been through cancer. Beat it. Okay? We got to learn how it doesn't come back, how to not let it come back. Right? Some of you have been through a heart attack. Some of you have been through a lot of different things. We have to teach what? How to not let it come back. So the whole point of this is to educate. Okay, guys? All right? Most obese on earth. Where are we at? Number one. Number one. We have one of that. It's crazy. Isn't this unbelievable? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. We got all these different countries that are poorer than us, right? And what? But we're amongst unhealthiest countries in the world. It's unbelievable. And like I said, it's all about the change right now because you're here and you want to learn. You want to educate yourself how to be healthy, right? So 20% of 4-year-old Americans are obese. So 4 years old. And we all see it. We're walking around the streets. All these little kids are fat, right? It's unbelievable. I look at it and say, what are these parents feeding these kids? And we're going to go over a lot of this information and when we start going over the foods, right? See, Canadian childhood, the obesity has tripled in the last 20 years. Adolescent obesity has tripled. 70% chances of becoming overweight. So you have a 70% chance right now of becoming overweight in this country. Talk about the worst odds ever, right? Isn't it unbelievable? So, like I said, my job is to educate you, bring it to the awareness. How many people knew this stuff? First of all, we're through 2 slides, okay? Not many, okay? So we have a couple hands because I know you guys have Gary Noble reviews over here, you know? And the whole thing is we want to teach you how to stay healthy and stay well. You gain 15 pounds. Why do I have you here at New York Sports Club? Number one, because if you gain 15 pounds, it doubles your risk of type 2 diabetes. You gain 22 pounds, 75% increased risk of heart attack. Come on up. You guys can sit up front. Come on up. No problem. You get this food, refreshments. Obesity doubles your risk of heart failure. Triples your rate of breast cancer in women. Why are so many people getting breast cancer in this country? Those numbers have rose how much, right, in the last 10 years? More and more and more and more. Why? We're not taking care of ourselves. We're being overweight, and then what happens? We're getting breast cancer. Right? Unbelievable. So let's go over it. Everybody knows, like, there's all different types of diets. We can go over this. Everybody, I love this slide because look how many different types of diets we eat. We can follow every single one of these diets. But the whole thing is, if you don't make a change in your lifestyle, none of these diets are going to work. Does that make sense? So you can read a book. I'm going to show you guys. Everybody got a packet. There's a 2-week diet right in front of you of a no-sugar diet. But none of this would work if you don't change your lifestyle. You could do a diet for 2 weeks, but what happens after 2 weeks? Right? You could do a diet for a month. You could spend $25 on each book up here. But what about after? That's what we're going to go over. What to do after you're done. Right? When you drop 30 pounds, what do you do after? You don't just gain it right back. Right? You got to stick with it, right? You have to work out. That's why I got some personal trainers in the room here. Because you have to learn how to work out. And some people are going to work out a lot different than others, you know? You get a small, slim guy, you may put him through some weight training. You get somebody that's a little bit more overweight, you got to start slow. And that's why I like working with New York Sports Club, because they know exactly what to do with their members. They have one of the highest rates of getting people healthy in their club. So that's why we're here. Okay? So, we're going to go over a couple different things. I'm actually going to skip through a lot of this because we have a lot of slides to go through, okay? Heart disease, cancer. So this is called a myth buster. Heart disease and cancer are normal with aging. Does anybody really think that? Heart disease and cancer is not normal with aging. Heart disease and cancer, so the truth is heart disease and cancer are common where? In the United States, because it's absolutely not normal. People think it's normal in this country, but it's not. Okay? So, like I said, the job is to educate, okay? How come Japan, right? Japan, 1% die from heart attacks, heart disease or cancer. Only 1%. So they're doing awesome there. But look at us, 84% are dying of heart disease and cancer. Okay? What's the difference? What's the difference? The diet, what they're taking in. Yeah, you're exactly right. But what about this myth buster? The older you get, what? The fatter you get. Right? The people say, hey, I'm getting old, so I'm getting bigger. Right? No, it's not right. This is not common. This is absolutely not normal. They show you the differences here, how people age and their body mass goes up. We're going to go over this. Let's go over another myth buster. My mom and dad had heart disease, so will I. Should I change my diet?
Yeah, right.
Right? So if your mom and dad had heart disease, you should automatically say, what? I need to do something different than them, right? Most people don't realize that we're all in the same household, so we're all eating the same exact stuff. We're all together doing the same exact things. That's why it's hereditary. So people say, oh, it's my genes, it's my genes. They say, we don't see a slide coming up that it's like 5% of genes. 5%. That's nothing. It's what you're doing, it's your lifestyle. Okay? So we all eating crap food, we're all big. We all die of heart disease. But what happens if you start changing it? If you're changing what you're doing, that's when you become healthier. So this whole seminar today is about embracing change. Okay? Now we're not here to yell. I can yell and scream as much as I want up here. But the thing is that you have to be willing to change. Okay? You have to be willing to make sacrifices with your health to get well. You can't just do the same thing. The same thing just keeps going like this, right? And the more you're unhealthy, what do you get from the medical doctors? The more medication, the more pills you're on, right? So the more I don't feel good, the more pills I get. And do the pills really make you healthy? No. And eventually, exactly, they kill the liver. That's what I was getting to. Kill the liver, they kill the kidney. So eventually, the more pills you're on, the more sick you get. Okay? And what happens? Your health just goes like this, right? Most people aren't just falling down and dying of heart attacks these days. They're having the last 10 years of their life sick, misery, not feeling good, in and out of the hospital, developing cancers, all these different things. Like I said, you want to learn how to not be part of the statistics. You want to learn how to change my lifestyle, change my diet, change my exercise routine, clear my mind. Emotions play a lot in everything, right? How we feel about things is huge. So we'll be going over that as well. So it says, cancer, heart disease, and genetics. 5% of all cancers and heart disease comes from hereditary factors? No. 95% comes from your lifestyle. How we think, how we eat, how we live, how we act. Does it make sense? So don't blame my mom had it, I have it too. BS. Okay? This is the most important slide on here. And all the other slides we're going through tonight, this is the most important. Where do you want to be? Jim, where do you want to stay on the couch? And I know the couch is perfect with the TV in front of you, and I want to be on the couch too, but if you want to be healthy, if you want to live a long life, if you want to be on a cruise ship when you want to retire, and not in a nursing home, you have to pick a lane. Okay? You have to pick a path. And they feed you too much. They feed you too much. Okay? So I have some, just to let you know, we gave you guys a 2-week eating plan, and some of these women have lost, 60 pounds on these things. So we're going to go over a lot about sugars and toxins and different things, but you can see the differences from people just, Mike, 245 pounds, starts working out, starts eating better, 205. Losing weight, getting better. So you want to learn. The results speak for themselves, okay? If you actually stick to something and do it, you'll get the results, okay? Remember, you want to follow through. You don't want to start something, right? A lot of people start diets and do what? I didn't lose a pound. I didn't lose anything. I didn't lose anything. Your body takes time for you to lose it. You didn't just put on 50 pounds in a week. It took you 10 years to put on 50 pounds. It's not going to just come off in a day or two. It takes time. It takes diligence. And it's all in your mind, too. Right? How many people feel better when they work out? Mentally. Just mentally. I know when I work out, I'm like, man, I feel great, right? And when I don't work out, like the last week, I'm like, man, I'm bummed, But the thing is like you feel good mentally. Your whole energy, everything changes when you start doing right for yourself, okay? So when you stick to something, you'll actually get right with everything. So we want to make sure that you guys are understanding what we're about to teach today, but you want to make sure that if you need to make changes in your life, that we don't have to make 100 changes at once. We start off slow. Okay? Anybody knows me, if we're in the office, we're not trying to adjust your spine and get a spine that's been damaged for 20 years back into alignment in one visit. It takes time, right? It takes time and repetition. Same thing for anything. It takes time to get healthy. It takes time to be well. So don't think, hey, it's all going to happen overnight, and don't get disgusted, okay? Take your time. Understand what you're doing, and stay positive. The more you're positive, the more positive things are going to happen. The more you're saying, I ain't losing, I ain't losing, I ain't losing, what happens? You ain't losing. Okay? So you want to understand that. We talk about fat. You want to eliminate the damaged fat and replace it with healthy fats. So most people think that fat makes you fat, right? Eating fats makes you fat. But the truth is that fat does not make you fat. It is the inability to burn the fat that makes you fat, okay? So healthy fats help your body burn fat. So most people say, I can't eat fatty foods because then I'm going to get fat. But that's not the truth, okay? Some fatty foods actually help your body burn, okay? Some fatty foods are actually really good for your brain. Some fatty foods are actually needed so your body can burn the weight. Does it make sense? That's why some people try these other diets and they lose a pound. Because they're just starving themselves. You need to eat. I'm telling you guys, if you guys we're going to take a look at the diet I'm giving you, there's food on there. You're eating, okay? We're not starving myself. Your body needs the nutrients to run. It needs the fuel. But you want to get the fuel from the right nutrients, okay? So, we don't, most people, how many cells do we have in our body? 74 trillion. How many were we made from? 2. Mom and dad, right? We were made from 2, and to everybody that's a grown-up here, now we're 74 trillion. Now, how did that happen? How does that happen, right? The way that it happens is, I think it's from God, first of all, okay? Some of you may not believe in religion in here, but there's a power that God put in every single one of us, okay? They call it the autonomic nervous system because it's automatically running. We don't have to think about, we're all eating food, are we digesting it or what? We don't have to think about it if we're doing it, though. There's an intelligence, there's a power inside every single one of each one of your bodies that runs itself. So the body knows exactly what to do, but you have to feed it the right way. Does that make sense? Okay? Each cell has to be nourished, okay? We could get on a cellular level and pull this right out of a science textbook, and you can learn about the cells and everything, but we're not going to go over that. It's that brings me back to too much college days, okay? So, healthy fat is essential. Why is healthy fat essential? It builds your cell membranes. It helps you absorb the vitamins you take. A lot of you spend money on taking vitamins, so what? We want to be able to absorb the vitamin. We don't want to just take a vitamin and we're just getting rid of it, right? We're excreting it out. We want to be able to absorb the vitamin. It cushions your organs. It protects you from extreme temperatures like fevers and stuff going on. It regulates and makes up building blocks and hormones. So certain foods and certain fats will actually help you hormonally. Make sense? So it lowers inflammation, allows proper cellular detoxification. So certain foods will help you detox automatically out of your body. Okay? Makes up 70% of your brain tissue. So if we're not eating fat, we're not even supplying our brain properly. And what runs the whole show? Your brain. So if we're going on a diet and starving ourselves, why do you think you're tired at work? You can't focus because you're not feeding yourself, your body, the right things. Does it make sense so far? Okay? We'll go over the CLA and AA in a couple minutes. So what are healthy fats? Olive oil, fish oils, hemp seed, flax oil, avocado, nuts, seeds, coconuts, real butter, raw is best, raw cheeses, whole milk, grass-fed meats. We're going to go a lot over organic stuff, okay? And we're going to go over free-range chicken, fatty fish, Pacific, wild salmon. So you got to understand when you're eating fish, you want to eat wild fish, better nutritional intake, okay? So the non-fat movement escalated to the 60s and 70s. So most people said butter and meat consumption dropped by approximately 50% at this time. So what happened? Everybody said what? Butter's terrible for you, right? So everybody said what? Eat margarine instead. So margarine rose by 4 times. So everybody stopped eating butter, and they started eating this processed crap called margarine, right? And now everybody's buying margarine, and heart disease rose dramatically. So people say, oh, I'm not eating butter, and now I'm eating something called margarine that's supposed to be better for me, and more people are dying. Why? Because it's BS. You've got to realize the media, the stores, they know how to market better than anybody. They get you to buy whatever they want. Believe me. They get you to buy anything they want. All they got to do is put a little $1 less price tag on it. They'll get you to buy anything that they want. But you got to realize, you're going to be educated now. You're going to understand what you're putting into your body. Versus the other Americans that are dying of heart disease and cancer every day. Okay? This talks about how heart attacks rose. Right? Heart attacks from the 1930s to now has risen over 50%. Why? 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 The big question is why? Because we're not doing what we used to do years ago. Okay? Everything has changed. Okay? So I'm going to skip some of these. Like I said, they call this the lipid hypothesis. Elevated fat and cholesterol in the blood causes heart disease. No. no randomized research study has ever been able to link low-fat diets, low cholesterol to lower risk of coronary artery disease. Okay? Most people have heart attacks with normal cholesterol than elevated cholesterol. So people say, oh, my cholesterol's high, and they think that's, oh, let me start. Well, first of all, what are the top 2 drugs are given out in this country? Blood pressure, cholesterol, right? So most people have a little bit of elevated cholesterol, and the doctors go nuts. They say, what? Here, you got to take these drugs, we got to lower it. But most people don't realize that there's good and bad cholesterol, and some good cholesterol is really good for your body. And this just proves that people that, even if your cholesterol is a little bit high, it doesn't, you don't have to take it as like it's such a scare the way they scare people. Because a lot of people, I know a lot of people even in here are on cholesterol medication. But you got to realize some cholesterol is really good for you. Your body needs it, your brain needs it. Okay? There are higher death rate among people with low cholesterol than high cholesterol. That's right from the British Journal of Medical Journal. So their own medical doctors are giving the research, but they don't do anything what the research says. Everything's the opposite, right? So we got to go over this. France, Spain, East Africa, U.S. There's all different types of studies we can go over. Let's go over butter. Right? Butter's great, number one. Right? Everybody likes butter. Right? But let's go over it. Butter contains arachidonic acid, which helps needed for brain function. Healthy fats help your body burn fat. So you'd rather eat butter than eat margarine. Okay? Does everybody make sense of that? Eat butter instead of margarine. Okay? So France, everybody eats butter in France, and they have fewer deaths in the United States. Okay? Crazy. Unbelievable. All studies that have linked the fat between disease never differentiate between healthy fat and damaged fat. Let's go over that. So we're going to start with trans fat. 2006, food manufacturers were forced to list the amounts of trans fats in their products. So we said, great, right? They're going to list what the trans fats are. But look how they get it. Not so great. They manipulate the law to allow the labels to read trans fat free if product contains less than 500 milligrams of trans fat. So on the label it says no trans fat, but there's still trans fat. Okay, so look at them lying to you. Right? They're lying straight to your faces. Yes?
I think I have a question about that because I bought some crackers and it said no trans fat per serving and I thought that was weird. So
Yeah,
that's
but I got
a
perfect question. I got a slide in about 10 slides on that. Don't worry. I got your questions on slides. Don't worry. So they scam as the companies decrease their product serving size to make trans fat disappear. So they lie. It's just a lie. You think you're eating something good and you're putting it into your body and your body's making it into something that you don't eat. Okay? So we're going to go over that. So don't be fooled. Look, skip it. No trans fats. Everybody likes peanut butter, right? There's no trans fat. That's why I told you. Learn how to read the front of the label, and then turn the damn label around to learn about what's in the back of the label. The back tells you what's in it, okay? So look at the back of the label, okay? So, hydrogenated vegetable oil. It's terrible. Trans fat. So there's no trans fat, but there's hydrogenated vegetable oil. When you eat it, it turns into trans fat in your body. So there's a lie. A lie, and how many millions of Americans are buying Skippy for their kids every day? Lots, 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 okay? French fries, we love them, right? One of the worst things you can do for yourself. 51 days. The fat could stay in your body just by eating French fries. 51 days. You ate a French fry yesterday? You eliminate 51 days. Yeah, exactly. And most people eat it and then it repeats on and they come back. Unbelievable. Okay? That's what I said. The point here is to educate, guys, you know? I take time out of my day to what? To teach. To educate. So you guys can be aware of some of these things. Look at all the surprising trans fats. Some of us love this stuff. Hey, your Ritz crackers are up there. Right? Hey, Stu says, hey, you'll eat a chocolate chip little granola bar thinking it's decent for you, but what? All trans fat, your body develops it, that's why people can't lose weight the way they want to. Want to have a movie, right? Let's say, hey, let's go, nice romantic movie with my girlfriend, top secret, that's why you don't lose weight, okay? So you got to understand what you're eating. So remember, nobody here is a nutritionist, you know? Everybody's not educated about every single little thing with nutrition. Just understand.
Special K bad for you?
Yeah, exactly. Special K, they lie. They say like
Falls at fault. Yeah.
So, like I said, you want to understand the front of the label and the back of the label, okay? So, Vegetable oils turn into trans fat when they're heated. So when you're cooking soy with soybean oil, corn oil, which everybody cooks with, sunflower, cottonseed oil, canola oil, all these different oils that you're cooking with, when you heat it, it turns into garbage. Does it make sense? So olive oil is extra virgin is what you really want to cook with. Okay? We're going to go over it. Now, what are these oils? Margarine, breads, crackers, cookies, salad dressings. We all love that, number one. And I'm not just saying that you can never eat this stuff, okay? Now, don't get me wrong, because I eat this stuff all the time. So don't get me wrong, okay?
Look at you.
Exactly. So the whole thing is that we want to do it in moderation, okay? And you also want to do it, number one, how bad your health is, okay? Because if your health is really bad, you should really be staying away from this stuff, okay? And if you're on medication, if you're sick, if you have cancer, if you have all these different diseases, if you're on drugs and stuff, you really need to be staying away from this, guys, okay? There's no way your body can get healthier when you're feeding it with garbage, okay? When you're young and you're working out and you can eat a chocolate bar and you're doing different things, yes, that's okay. Your body's able to burn it fast. But, the thing is, as we get older, we're not moving around as much. We're taking in garbage. Now we're on medication, bombarding it too. That's why people are